Chris.
Hello, Lilou.
It's so good to be
Here we are.
Here we are, yeah, and I'm very, very delighted to be speaking with you again and doing this kind of special interview slash experience here. It's
Great.
very, very exciting. I want to remind everybody that you're actually an international spiritual healer and teacher and a visionary, and that you have founded the Light Institute in '85 in New Mexico, which is really a groundbreaking center, spiritual center. So I'm very, very excited to myself be coming and going and visiting you in the next upcoming months. And for now, we're doing this through technology, so this is perfect as it is.
Yes, it is. It's fabulous.
So tell us about. I really love and enjoy your white light meditation, and I wanted to start off by asking you, why is it so important? I mean, why should we pay more attention to the light? You're saying we're light beings?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a hologram of questions that you just handed me, because we are made of light. Our cells are actually made of light, and so they respond to light. When we lift into the frequencies of light, it expands our consciousness automatically. It helps us to perceive our world in many layers that we would not perceive if we were just functioning with our left brain, with our outer consciousness. Light, it makes us visible. And one of the difficulties that I think all people are having today is that sense of invisibility, of powerlessness, of lack of purpose. And so the white light exercise is an exercise that allows us to connect with our source, the cosmos, bring it through our body, because all that we do and all of our evolution in body comes through this vehicle and extend it out. When we extend light out from us, it affects what comes to us. And so if you are extending light out, negativity cannot enter your auric field. That's why it's so important. And of course, I'm sure that your listeners know that we do have an electromagnetic field around us, just as does a rock or animals, that pulsates, that radiates. So when we extend that auric field out, it allows us to take up space. It allows us to be present. And that helps us to remove that sense of helplessness, of aloneness. So white light is very important in shifting our consciousness so that we can begin to enact our actual human potential that we haven't touched yet.
So it's really a lack of light, you're saying, that we have in our life.
Yes, it's that simple. And we have complete control over it. No one outside us does. And so when we draw light into us and extend it out, we shift our reality around us. And this is very important. And it also, of course, as it passes through us, shifts our own consciousness, the health of our physical body, and our spiritual energy moving through us. So it's a hugely important, I would say, one of the most important exercises in consciousness that we could do.
Especially right now with the shifts happening, isn't it? We really need that to ground ourselves and to expand.
Yes, I would say center ourselves, because there's no grounding to the earth. The earth is in such bother. But absolutely, to center ourselves. And as we participate in this way, we don't have to think about our purpose or evaluate or judge ourselves. You know, so often we feel too small, too helpless. But rather, in a very fast medium, which is what evolution is, extending light out allows us to become involved through our inner essence to the outside world.
And this helps us to raise the vibration and raise the frequency.
Yes, and it also, very importantly in terms of our emotional body, helps us to not react to the world. Mm-hmm. You know, we become frightened, we become angry, we think everything is about us. But if somebody is bothering you, maybe it's a boss or a child or someone or a partner, and you begin to send light to them or even draw white light in through you, it'll shift everything and everyone around you. And so you will stop reacting and start giving something that uplifts everyone else as well as yourself. We're not isolated beings. We cannot put a bubble around ourselves, to protect us. Our purpose in life is not about protection or survival. It's about giving the gift and using the highest offers of human potential. That's why the light is so important, because as we move in those vibrations, we amplify our potential.
Yeah. So how do you put that into practice in life? Do you actually do it in the morning or ongoingly throughout the day? How does this work, Chris?
Ongoingly in response to the vibrations that I want to carry. For example, I might be standing in a supermarket and it's a long line and I'm really in a hurry. And so it's a perfect time for the white light exercise, because it'll shift me into an octave in which I can perceive what's happening with everyone around me so that I can relate to them on a higher level. It takes me out of time and space. And so it allows me to feel myself connecting to the world and contributing. And that's what's important for all of us, to shift out of, I'm in a hurry, I'm late for a very important date. No, every moment, wherever you are, is perfect to lift into light and to wield that light. And more importantly, which I think is something that many people don't realize, is we need to receive. Every human needs to receive, and we're always trying to get it from each other. But when we begin to draw it in from the cosmos, there's a kind of smooth, fluid energy that comes into us and out from us that takes us out of the neediness. And again, allows us to feel, without being self-conscious, purpose and connection to everyone and everything around us.
I guess that would be also a wonderful way to start the day, waking up too, doing the meditation where you're going to show us in a minute.
Yes, and actually doing it before you get out of bed is really great.
Yeah.
You can do this while you're brushing your teeth. You can do this while you're driving your car. You can do this while you're talking to someone. But beautifully doing it, laying in bed as you get ready for the day. It expands your auric field, and so it makes you already feel, I can do anything. Mm-hmm. I can resolve things. I'm meeting my life. And we all need to meet our lives.
Mm. And would you say we could even do it for people that have time or want to take this to a new level for a few hours every day, focusing on that?
Oh, yes. And it's not hours. It's really out of time and space, because light is faster than time.
Yeah.
And so it's just the focusing the consciousness on it. Once we learn how to do it, it's just a matter of white light. And it's out. And that automatically shifts our emotional body, shifts our awareness, and again, allows us to become the givers. And the giver has the power.
Beautiful. So show us, please, how can we do this?
First, let me say a couple of things about it.
Yeah.
I was talking about the neediness. I need something from you, you need something from me, the buying and selling of humans. The moment that we begin to draw white light, and we use white light for this particular exercise because it includes all colors, all frequencies of light, and it's the fastest frequency of light. In fact, many shades of white light, there are around 200 of them, are invisible to the naked eye. For example, radiation. So when we draw white light from the cosmos in through the top of our head, we are opening up to receiving from a higher octave. And that takes away the neediness. And then the second thing is we would bring it down from the cosmos through the top of the head down into the stomach, because the stomach is the seat of the emotional body. So when we radiate white light, just like putting a flashlight here and turning it on, lasering it out from the stomach area, you're already freeing yourself from fear. You're freeing yourself from contraction, from squeezing, from emotional anxiety, and you're opening up. And the moment that you open this chakra, this area, you become visible in a powerful way. And so that fear and contraction and confusion falls away just by doing the exercise. So, first of all, I would like to spend a couple of moments showing you all that you do have an electromagnetic field. And you can feel it, because if you can't, you're dead. So the first thing we do is put our hand over the stomach area, very, very lightly. And then we'll close our eyes. And as we close our eyes, now you can do this with your eyes open, of course. But if people will close their eyes right now so you can really concentrate, breathe deeply. And imagine that at the same time you're breathing in, you're pulling down a laser beam of white light down to the top of your head, into your solar plexus stomach, and that you're pushing it into your hand. And as you push it into your hand, you'll feel a little heat, or a little buzz, or a little pressure in your hand. That is your life force energy, and this is very important to the conversation we're going to have in a little while about astral projection out of body, because this is your astral body, the auric field that you're actually pushing out. So when you feel something in your hand, then you're knowing that you're extending. And then bring your hand, open your eyes now, bring your hand out about this far, so that you're really extending a little bit further. This is about as far as most people have their auric field, their astral body. And so right at this distance in front of your stomach, your solar plexus, again, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Imagine white light piercing down to the top of your head, into your stomach, solar plexus. Laser it out until you feel it in your hand. You can feel this. It may take a minute or two, but you'll begin to feel a little push, a little heat, a little energy coming towards your hand. And now extend all the way out to arm's distance. Now, if you can get your auric field so that you feel it in your fingers or the palm of your hand at this distance, you can give a message to a whole audience of hundreds of people at once. You have become a very visible, expanded being. And this is the distance we want in order to change our lives and the world. And so again, we close our eyes, we breathe in, draw the white light down, and then as you breathe out, if you can do it with your breath, it helps, and extend it out into your hand. Now at this distance, it might feel cold or electrical. So now let's all just take a moment. Just relax. Draw that white light down and out and into your hand. It's subtle, but you can feel it. And by the way, if you can get your auric field out this far, you won't be sick, because you'll be pulsing at megahertz that are too fast for disease or what the Chinese would call negative qi, any kind of negative energy entering you. So keep doing it. Draw the white light down and radiate it out into your hand. And you feel, again, a little electricity, a little heat, a little cold, however you perceive it. And now the last one we're going to do is to draw it down, breathe in, breathe out, extend it into your hand, and now extend it past your hand and up into the sky. So you really feel as if your auric field are your fingers, these fibers of lights, and they're touching the sky. And then just relax. And keep your eyes closed. And again, once more, without your hand there, take a deep breath in. Pull white light down through you, out through your solar plexus, up into the sky. Fingers touching the sky. And then just relax and see what you perceive around your body, what that feels like. You might feel a little dizzy or a little excited or tingling. And take a deep breath and open your eyes. So Lilou, what did you feel?
I just feel a lot of sorry, I can hear my voice. There's a little echo, but it's like I'm floating inside of a bubble. I feel very light and light.
Exactly. And that's the way we want to be in life. We want to be above the turmoil, above the chaos. Because if you do that exercise, you'll find that in a second or two, you'll feel very centered, and you feel very peaceful. This is the kind of energy that you use when you want to heal somebody or yourself. You know, you can do that exercise and feel the energy in your hands and just put your hands on your body. But again, you don't need to extend the hand to do it. That's just a training mechanism to give you biofeedback. And pretty soon, your emotional body and your light body will say, let's have some more of that. Let's do some more of that. And so then it's just, again, what we call exercises in consciousness. Choosing it and allowing it to sculpt your life.
So when we're in a situation like in a supermarket, as you said, we would just envision it. We'd have our eyes open and just call light, or how do you do
While you're driving along or you're standing in the supermarket, you just are imagining drawing it down. You're just focusing it, drawing it down and extending it out. And you can feel it. You know, you're focusing on extending it out from in front of you, but in actuality, your auric field is an electromagnetic field that's surrounding you. So it's coming from your body and it's coming out your shoulders, the back of your head, behind you. And so people can sense that and will also make them calm. And so, again, it will take you out of time and space and it will direct your attention in other ways. Perhaps you see that somebody is really anxious when they come to the checking out counter. You know, they don't know if they should spend that money. If you're extending this white light around you, it's going to calm them. And we need to realize that it's going to be okay. We're all right.
I want to touch a little word with you about our eating habits that I think are part of raising our vibration, aren't they? Could you tell us about your personal eating habits and what you recommend to keep our body light?
Yes.
And be receptive to light.
Yes. The first thing that I would say is that you want to eat food that's going to nourish you and that there's no negativity around that food. So we would say that pesticide sprays, any kind of waxing of apples, things like that, and that's all poisonous. It's a negative vibration. You don't want to take that in. Those vibrations are about killing life. And genetically, we are related to insects, you know. We don't want that in our bodies. I would say the same about meat for myself. I would never say that someone else should be a vegetarian, though I am. But I would say that you don't want to, if possible, kill or eat things that have been killed in fear or have been given hormones like chickens. If you're going to eat meat, I would say spend the money and buy beef that's been shot from the air and no adrenaline is coming to their muscles. So I support hunters who do that for their families. But if you want to really get into a light vibration, you would go for more healthy light things. For example, I love flowers and I eat flowers. I have a garden of flowers and I eat them. And that always because flowers are the sexual organs of the body. Of the flower, and so they really help our bodies in terms of the life force energy. I'm a great proponent of things like blue-green algae and chlorella. Those things were the first living substances on our planet. They help us to be more telepathic because they stimulate the mitochondria, which are not only the energy centers inside the cell, but they are the point of consciousness inside cells. And so that is very powerful. Taking a glass of water, heaven forbid you should have to drink either bottled water really or water in Chicago or any big cities. But if you do, there are ways to change that water, make it alkaline, put your hand over it and give it a loving vibration so that it nourishes you and then drink it. So there's nothing that is, I would if I could, but I can't, you know. If you want to be a lighted, conscious being, you can, because you can use the very source, your own consciousness, to change the things that are around you so that they nourish you.